Ryan Dawes flipping to the other side of the ball for us. We appreciate the contribution, Ryan. How will Ohio State's offense attack the Wisconsin defense? Throw the football a lot? Question mark. I think Ohio State tends to throw it once in a while, regardless of who they play. But who wants to take a go at that? Obviously, all three can chime in.
Well, yeah, I mean, as I'd said, Wisconsin is a little beat up in its secondary. I think there's going to be some opportunities there. I think you throw to set up the run. Uh, you Again, Toledo had only given up like 60 yards a game rushing against LIU and UMass, and then here comes Ohio State, and Ohio State's able. I mean, numbers change once you sit there and actually start to play real opponents. So I think Ohio State's still going to be able to run. We still are not necessarily sure what percentage Trevion Henderson's at, but we saw more than enough out of Mayan Williams, and then Dallin Hayden showed that he's wearing number 5 out there. He looks like some backs of old. I mean, and I don't want to put too much on him as a kid that played his first game against the Toledo team that maybe even by the point that he came in the first half was already like, whoa, we're grossly overmatched here. But I think that there's, Ohio State and offense is not really an issue. I mean, we've seen them get bogged down in some games, last year. But with that being said, I think you can still find ways to attack the edges. I still even think even with this 3-4, you can run between the tackles. But I think that you're still going to see a heavy dose of Emeka Egbuka. You're going to see. I think Cade Stover was really, a bright spot of the Toledo game with some of the catches he was able to make, and just how good he looked running those routes. I think that there's just a lot of opportunity there.
I think it's interesting that Wisconsin, with their secondary issues that they have, only Louisiana Lafayette has more interceptions than Wisconsin. The Badgers have 7. Louisiana Lafayette has 8. Badgers, their interception rate is the best in the nation. They pick off a pass like every 12 pass attempts is what they're averaging. And you figure Ohio State's going to throw about 30 or 35. Wisconsin's going to have some opportunities. And as I said earlier, CJ Stroud is kind of should have thrown some interceptions by now with some of the throws, of the 9 incompletions he's had all season. A handful of those were nearly intercepted. So I'm with Kevin. I think you throw to run it, but obviously you've got to protect against the speedy pass rushers. And that's an issue that DeJuan Jones had last year. He's going to be facing these outside linebackers coming off the edge. He's going to have to handle that. This is going to be Paris Johnson's first big test against those outside linebacker types. Against Notre Dame, he's facing defensive ends essentially. Now he's going to be facing guys that, like the Nick Herbig, I think he's about 235 pounds. Like, this is going to be a tough matchup for those guys, and they're going to have to hold up. And so, you'd like to think that they will be able to throw the ball, but obviously that's going to be up to the offensive line. But I also, talking to Ryan Day and seeing that I formation that they did last week, they want to get more and more physical, and they're changing the way they run the ball, and they're changing the predictability of the run. And I think they're gaining more and more confidence in that. So, I'm wondering if they come out and try to just out physical Wisconsin right away rather than trying to be too cute. And I think Wisconsin is wondering the same thing, which is what makes Ohio State so dangerous.